Good morning, students. Welcome back to science class on the chapter gravitation. In the previous class, we started this chapter, right? So, in the previous class, we had discussed what are fossil fuels and how fossil fuels are made, and what are the uses of energy, why we need energy. Okay. Then also we had discussed how we can generate electricity using the thermal power plant and hydro power plant. Okay. So, in a thermal power plant, we will convert heat energy into light energy, sorry, electrical energy, and in hydro power plant, hydro energy into electrical energy. Okay, so also we have discussed that the advantages and disadvantages of thermal power plant and hydro power plant. Okay, so now in this class we will discuss improvements in the technology for using conventional sources of energy. See here, thermal power plant, if you use for a see, if you use that thermal power plant every time, so we can't use that every time, because we will soon run out of those what coal. Okay, because coal is it is available, but if you use for continuously, okay, so it will soon out, it will run out, right? So that's why we have to go through other sources of energies. Okay, and and we have discussed that hydro energy. So hydro energy we can't use coal here or everywhere. In summer days there is no water, there is no rain, so that's why we can't use that hydro energy. Okay, so now we will see what some improvements in the technology for using conventional source of energy. So first one we will discuss biomass. Okay, so biomass energy, I think see, if your textbook, just check it in your textbook. Okay, there is one diagram, so like this one. Okay, it is a biogas dome shaped. Okay, so like this. Okay, just imagine. See here, this is a biogas plant. Okay, earlier in our ancient times, so wood is see, in our ancient times, so wood is the fuel, right, for a long time. Okay, so we use that wood for cooking purpose and for light purpose, etc. Because that is the so that was the fuel. Okay, uh, now see here, you have seen some in the villages. Okay, for example, what the cow dung cakes, what we in Kannada we call ಸೆಗಣಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಕುಳ್ಳುಗಳು ಅಂತೇಳಿ we will call it like that. Okay, so we call it in English, we call it as cow dung cakes. Okay, in villages they place that cakes into the walls of the home, correct, houses. Clear? So now here, so using that cow dung, we can generate electricity and we can use for cooking purpose. Okay, see here, because see here just we are using animal products, all are biological products, because here just we are using cow dung. That cow dung is, it is coming from see that the dung is coming from cow. Okay, so here see here, this diagram here, this is the open side. Here we will put first slurry, we'll put slurry. Okay, and see here slurry, here we will mix what the cow dung and water. Okay, cow dung and water. Okay, we will pass through it, so we have to supply that cow dung and water, that mixture of cow dung and water we have to supply every day. Okay, so then we should leave it for 60 to 50 days. Okay, so after that what will happen, so due to the decomposition, some see here you have to close completely. Okay, so here you are not allowed that oxygen. You have to close this one completely. Okay, so here after 50 to 60 days, in the absence of oxygen, some microorganisms, they will break the that cow dung into micro particles. Okay, they will break that. Then some methane gases are produced in this gas tank. Clear? Okay. So then here the gas is stored in the that gas tank. Okay. So then it is connected to gas, that is in kitchen room. Okay. So then we can use for cooking purpose. Clear? See here we have a lot of advantages here. Okay. So here just we are using cow dung. We don't want any diesel, any fuel like petrol, coal, or fossil fuels, whatever. Just here we need cow dung and water. Okay. See later, use. So later, that wasted, which one, that cow dung, that's like. So then we can use for agricultural purpose. Why? Because left the see this slurry left in this side. Okay, so it is rich in manure. Okay, so then we can use it for agricultural purpose. Okay, see here, this biogas is excellent fuel as it contains up to 75% methane. Okay, you will gas will collect, right? It contains 75% methane. Okay. Next, it burns without a smoke, and it burns without a smoke. Here that smoke, if you burn fossil fuels, we discussed in the thermal power plant. There while burning that coal, a lot of smoke produced, right? But here, uh, see here, this is slurry left. Okay, we can remove through this outlet. So this is inlet. Through inlet, we have to pass a slurry. Through outlet, we have to remove that slurry. Okay, so that slurry, it is we can use that slurry for we can use that as a manure for agricultural purpose here. And in that manure, which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, that slurry left here. Okay, after using. Okay, so we have to remove through outlet that slurry which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, so then we can use it for agricultural purpose. Okay, so that slurry is a good manure. And see here, and using this one we can generate electricity also. But here the advantages of this biogas plant is, here we can't produce large amount of heat here. We can't produce large amount of plant here. Okay, and yes, that is a disadvantage, and it has a lot of advantages. Okay, here no fuel, no burn, smoke, no smoke, nothing. Here just here the if you construct only once, that is enough. Okay. Yes, sir. Next to move to wind energy. So this diagram is very important for 2 or 3 marks. Okay, first you have to draw this diagram, then you have to label the parts. Yes, next move to wind energy. I think you have seen some windmill. Okay, some blades like this. Okay, this kind of big fans. Okay, so here these blades are very heavy. Okay, so here using these windmill, this kind of element, these fans, and we call it as a windmill. Okay, using this we can generate electricity. Okay, these are, we call it as blades. Okay, these are blades. That air motion which rotates the fans. Okay, so at that time, see in the thermal power plant we discussed what. So first one turbine. That turbine is connected to generator. Okay, that turbine is connected to generator. So to rotate this turbine, we will pass steam. Okay, in hydro energy, to rotate this turbine, we will pass that water motion. Okay, that water motion which rotates the turbine. Here also same, this blade. Okay, this blade is connected to generator. Okay, so here only, through this pipe. Okay, this blade is connected to one generator. Let me just I will show here. Okay, generator. Now, so that air motion which rotates the this blade is connected to generator. Okay, so that will rotate this. One turbine which is connected to generator. This blade which rotates the turbine, so that we can generate electricity. Then it is connected to transformer. Clear? Here also the work is same. Just to rotate that turbine. Just to rotate the turbine. Okay. So here we use air motion. Clear? So here also, here the air is the fuel. Okay, we don't want any coal, petrol, diesel, whatever. Okay, so this is also completely pollution free. Okay, now what are the advantages and disadvantages? So that is important. Okay. See, first we'll discuss the advantages of wind energy. Okay, so first one, it is pollution free, therefore it is environmental friendly because there is no smoke, nothing. Okay, so because here air is the fuel, so that's why it is pollution free. Then second one, it is available free of cost. That air, it is available free of cost, so no need to pay for that. That air. Suppose in thermal power plant, if you want that coal, you have to buy that coal. Okay. Next, and it is a renewable source of energy, and it is a renewable source of energy. Even again and again, right? So even this wind will also is a renewable source of energy. So these are the advantages. Okay. First one, this is very important. What is that? That it is pollution free. Why it is pollution free? Here, air is the fuel. Air is the fuel. So that's why here no smoke, nothing. Okay, and it is environment friendly, and it is renewable source of energy. Then what are the disadvantages? Okay, see, it has lot of disadvantages, and it is highly expensive. Okay, it is highly expensive, and we can't use this wind energy everywhere. Okay, see, first wind energy farms can be established only where the minimum velocity of wind is 15 km/h. This velocity is not available everywhere. See, to rotate this speed, to rotate these blades, okay, that air it should move with 15 km/h. 15 km/h. Okay, if that velocity has 50 km/h, then only that air can rotate the blades. Okay, this speed or this velocity is not available everywhere. Okay, so that's why we can't use wind energy everywhere. So this is the first advantage. So clear? Next, second. So this is the minimum. See, this is the minimum speed or velocity to rotate the blades. If you want to rotate the blade, so you have to pass that air with this velocity, that is 15 km/h. Okay. Next, the initial cost of construction of wind energy farm is very high. Already I have told, right? It is expensive. Okay. Next, it also needs a vast open area to be established. Around 2 hectare of land is required for 1 megawatt generator. If you want to generate 1 megawatt energy, 1 megawatt electricity, then you need minimum 2 hectare of land. Okay, why? Because these blades are very large. Okay, so you have to construct, while constructing two wind farms. Okay, you have to give space. Otherwise, what will happen? So both will collide each other. Okay, so that's why to generate 1 megawatt. Okay, so here we need minimum 2 hectare land. Okay, so this is third advantage. Next, Wind is not predictable and is not available around the year. Okay, so that air motion or that wind is not it is not available everywhere on whole year. Okay, that is one more disadvantage. Next, high level of maintenance are needed because the blades and the towers are exposed to sun and rain. Okay, so here it requires high level of maintenance. It requires high level of maintenance. Why? Because these blades are exposed to sun and air. Okay, so that's why we have to replace these blades. Okay, these blades are highly expensive. You know, to carry one blade, we need one truck. We need one truck. So to carry the three blades testimony, we need three trucks. So that's why it is highly expensive and it requires high level of maintenance. Okay. And here, say here we have one more. Suppose here you have seen over this box one symbol like this, one object. Okay. Suppose air is moving in this direction. Okay, it will rotate. Suppose air is moving in this direction. Like this. Okay, at that time, so here we call this as velocity indicator. What is this one? This is velocity indicator. Okay, so which changes the direction of this plane according to the direction of the air or wind. Okay, yes sir. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of wind energy. Okay, yes sir. Next, move to alternative or non-conventional sources of energy. And see here one more thing. Okay, Denmark is called the country of wind. Denmark is called the country of winds. Okay, Denmark is called the country of winds. More than 25% of their electricity needs are generated through a vast network of windmills. Okay, in Denmark, 25% of electricity is generated using from wind energy only. Okay. Okay, see here the output from a single windmill. Okay, the output of a single windmill is quite small. Okay, see we can't use for commercial purpose, so that's why we have to use more windmills. Okay, we have to use more windmills. So those windmills, if you use for example say 50 or 100 or 150 like that. Okay, so together we'll call it as wind farm. Wind farm is it consists of many number of windmills. Okay, that wind farm which consists of many number of windmills. Okay, yes. Next, move to alternative or non-conventional sources of energy. So first one we will discuss solar energy. Solar energy. Okay, already right how we can use that solar energy. That solar energy which is from the sun. The sun is radiating an enormous amount of energy at the present rate of nearly 5 billion years, and will it continue radiating at the rate for about 5 billion years more. Okay, see we are getting solar energy from the sun from past 5 billion years. So still we will get that solar energy up to 5 more billion years. Okay, later we will know we don't want that one. Okay, so now using that energy, so we can generate electricity. We can use that solar energy for cooking purpose also, and using that solar energy, we can produce a large amount of heat. Okay, see some only small solar energy means a small amount of solar energy which enters into the earth. So there also it filters by ozone layer. Okay, so here there also less amount of energy we will get. Okay, so using that energy we can generate electricity and we can generate heat energy also. Okay, see first we will discuss on solar cooker. Okay, solar cooker. See, this is mirror. Okay, and here this is a box type. Okay, absorbs the heat energy. Okay, it absorbs. So that's why we have to use a black color, and here to keep for cooker or whatever. Okay, sun rays first which falls on the mirror, you know, when you pass rays of light, what will happen? Reflection takes place. Okay, so then they will reflect like this. Okay, so then we can cook that food. Okay, so this is solar cooker, and here we should use black color. Why? Because just to absorb the heat. So clear? So this is the working of solar cookers. Just here, see, it is also very, it is cheap. It is not too much expensive. Correct? These are solar cookers. Okay. Just here we have to use one color and one black color and one box. So you can do it in your home also. Okay. Next. mm, and so what are the disadvantages? So in the night time you can't, because no solar is right night time, so you can use it only for daytime. And that light will changes, correct? So you have to change the position of this solar cooker. Okay, yes sir. Next to move to solar cells. Okay, this is solar cooker. Next move to solar cells. You have seen some solar cell panel and solar poles like this. Okay, in the street lights. Just imagine this is a pole. Okay, so here in electricity using solar cell panel. Okay, so we can generate electricity. For that we have to use some cells. Okay, see here, just now one solar cell. Okay, that solar cell, it is made up of semiconductor. Okay, that solar is made up of semiconductor. Semiconductor is semiconductor means it is example. Semiconductor means it is not conductor and it is not insulator. Okay, right, in the materials there are three types. One is conductor, semiconductor and insulator. Okay, so here this semiconductor, it has the properties of both conductor and insulator. At 0 degree temperature, it behaves like a insulator. If you give some temperature, then it behaves like a conductor. So that's why we call semiconductors. Okay, so in the solar cell panels we use this kind of solar cells. So these solar cells are semiconductor. Okay, so when sun rays falls on these solar cells, okay, so these solar cells, they will convert solar energy into electrical energy. Okay, from one cell we can get maximum I think 0.5 volt to 1 volt. Okay, if you use one solar cell. Okay, so the group of solar cells, if you use many cells, okay, the group of solar cells is called solar panel. Okay, and see here here to make these solar cells we use semiconductor means, for examples for semiconductor, silicon. Okay, so here we use silicon for making solar cells. Okay, silicon is abundant in nature, but availability of these special grade silicon for making solar cells is limited. And here, see, to make solar cells, here we use high grade silicon. Okay, high graded silicon, not a normal silicon. Okay, see, silicon is available in a huge amount. Okay, but here we use that high graded silicon. Okay, why? Because silicon is a semiconductor. And we use these solar panels in satellites also. Okay, so there to recharge or to run machines. Okay, so we use in satellites. Okay, solar panels are, it is extremely useful for example, we use in a traffic signals, and we use in calculators, and many toys are fitted with the solar cells, and the solar cell panels are mounted on specially designed inclined roof of the top, so that more solar energy is incident over it. Okay, so and solar cells are used for many scientific and technical applications. Okay, so we can use these solar panels in remote areas, okay, where we can't travel every time, so there we can use these solar panels. Okay, now what are the advantages and disadvantages of solar energy? Okay, see, first we'll discuss limitations of solar energy. Advantages of solar energy. See, from the beginning of civilization, solar energy has been used for dyeing food, grains, fish, and etc. So we can use that solar energy for cooking purpose also. Next, so and this is also free of cost. Okay, no need to pay. Okay, even today solar energy is used for drying grains, clothes, firewood, and for obtaining salt from the seawater, etc. So these are the advantages of solar cells. Next, what are the not solar cell, solar energy? Next, limitations of solar energy. What are the limitations? It is not available at night. So that is one biggest disadvantage of solar energy. Okay. Next, the availability of solar energy at a place varies from time to time. Okay. For example, during cloudy days, the intensity of solar energy decreases. Okay. In a rainy season, the intensity of that solar energy is decreases. Okay. Next, the energy is available in a diffused form. Energy received per second per unit area is small, that is 0.06 kilojoules per uh, uh, meter square. Okay. Next, the direction of sun keeps changing from time to time, and therefore solar devices have to be directionally adjusted at regular intervals, because the sun, okay, it changes from time to time, right? So we have to change that those devices also. Okay. Next, uh, next we'll discuss advantages of solar cell panels. Solar cell panels. See, it has a long life. Okay, these solar cell panels. It has long life. Next, second one, it is pollution free. Already we have discussed here. There is no smoke, nothing. It is a pollution free, and requires less maintenance as it has no moving parts. Okay, and these solar cell panels, it has no moving parts. Okay, so it requires less less maintenance. Next, it is a good choice for remote areas and for artificial satellites, space probes. Okay, because we can't supply electric energy for satellites. Okay, those satellites are far from Earth, right? Huge distance between Earth and satellites. Okay, to run some machines, some cameras, and etc. Because we will get signals from the satellites, right? So that's why there we use solar cell panels to charge those devices. Next, and it is good choice for remote areas. Remote areas means we can't go every time. Okay. Next, it needs no focusing device, which has no adjusted time to time. Then disadvantages of solar cell panel. So initial cost is very high. Okay, see what one in the advantage we have discussed, what it requires less maintenance, but the initial cost is very high, because the silicon is used for a special grade, because to make solar cell panels we use high graded silicon. Okay, so that's why the initial cost is very high. Next, the wire used for connecting solar cells is of silver, which is expensive. Okay, that we use silicon wires or silver wires. Okay, those wires are expensive. Right? Silver, it is expensive. Okay, so silver is used to resist the resistance loss, as silver is the best conductor of electricity. So in the electricity chapter we discussed, silver is the best conductor of electricity. So to reduce resistance, to reduce resistance, we have discussed, right? If you have conductor, if it has a high resistance, then it is a bad conductor. If it has less resistance, then it is a good conductor. Okay. So silver, it has very less resistance. So that's why here we have to use silver wires. Why? To reduce the resistance. Okay. Next, the electrical energy produced by solar cell panel is used for charging storage batteries. The batteries is given direct current for running a device based on the alternating current. This DC has to be converted to AC by passing it through a inverter. Okay. See here, the will get electricity from solar cell panel, right? Which is DC, which means it is a direct current. Okay, so we can use this battery to run a direct some devices. Those devices works on direct current. For example, to charge mobile, okay, to charge mobile and batteries, etc. But some machines, those machines are works on the basis of alternating current. So at that time we have to do one extra work. So what is that work? That extra work is we should convert that DC current into alternate current. Okay, why? Because here we'll get electric energy from solar panel. Okay, so this electricity, it is in direct current. It is in direct current. Here we should convert that direct current into alternate current. Okay. Yes. Next. Yes, these are the disadvantages of solar cell panel. Next, what are the uses of solar cells? So solar cell panels already know, right? Uses. See, first one, it is the main source of energy in artificial satellite and space probes. Okay, in space probes to run those cameras and etc. work because there we use some devices, right? To run those devices, so we can't pass electricity from Earth. Okay, because the distance between that probe satellites and all this, it is huge. So that's why we to recharge those devices. Okay, so we use solar cell panels. Okay, next, in the research centers located in remote areas, in the remote areas we will construct for scientists to do some researches. Okay, so there there also we can't travel again and again. So we can use solar cell panels. Okay, using those solar panels, we can pass energy to those devices. Next, to light homes situated along the sea coast, so there also we can use. Next, in calculators, toys, etc. I think you have seen in calculators. Okay, nowadays calculators are using one cell, battery and solar cells. Okay. Next, in street lighting, okay, in the street light also we can use solar cell panels. Okay, so these are the uses of solar cells. I will stop here. Tomorrow I will continue the class. Thank you.